So there's something called gentle parenting that's very popular today. And I think there's elements of it that I agree with for sure. There's some examples where I think it can go too extreme. And here is a popular example that's used among the gentle parenting advocates and the correct response. I want your take on this.
Okay.
So they say if the child is tantruming, let's say a 3-year-old is tantruming, out of control, not listening, the correct response is to pick them up, hug them, hold them, calm them down, not to try to enforce the boundary or direct the behavior a different way immediately. Just give them a hug. Now, I'm going to throw in a little twist here. I've noticed, at least my kids, when they sometimes have their biggest outbursts, it's because they're disobeying already. You're like, come here, or put that rock down. We got to walk home, or, stop taking the toy from your baby sister. Stop fighting with your brother. Boy, stop fighting. And then one of those, directives are met ultimately with defiance, and it leads to a meltdown. So my concern with gentle parenting in this scenario, and again, I'm just nitpicking here because I agree with a lot of the philosophy, and I think some of the foundations are similar to your own and our own, is this kind of, the concern is, are we rewarding bad behavior? If they've disobeyed once or twice, they're doing something they shouldn't do, then they melt down, and then you just hug them, or you just, show them extra love because they're suffering in their meltdown.
Yeah.
But they still didn't obey, or they still had done the thing that was not good for the other child or for themselves or for the family.
Yeah. I partially agree with that, the term gentle parenting. One of the philosophies of discipline that we've always practiced, Lila, was when the worse the behavior of the child, the better the behavior of the parent.
That's a good one.
When the child has completely lost their mind is when the parent needs to ramp up a bit and do it smartly. See, because sometimes it's easy for a child to push your button, that you just want to, well, don't do that again, something like that. But they've lost their ability to control themselves, and you have to control yourself in your mind. So sometimes what you just said, going up and looking at them mildly, kindly, a kind face like mothers are so good at, saying something like, how can I help you? How can I help you?
Even when they've been disobedient and in their meltdown, just come over. How can I help you?
How can I help you? Wait till the meltdown is over. And then they have consequences. So you try to get them over the meltdown to remember, Mom helped me when I lost my mind. When I was out of it, my mom was at her best. When I was at my worst, my mom was at her best. And then when my mind could settle down a bit, she explained the consequences.
Even if they're too young to remember what even happened a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Just a hypothetical here.
Yeah, they'll that's okay, as long as they'll remember, Mom helped me out of myself. I lost it, and Mom helped me. So there's where I think the mother's intuition really helps. Is take a deep breath. Again, if I were my child, how would I want my mother to react? Say, and after 3 kids in 5 years, you will know. You will know how to react. And
I think some parents are afraid of being too, especially good parents that have values. They want to raise good citizens, because I think there is sort of a brand of parenting today that's very permissive parenting. And so I think a lot of mothers, their intuition is protect, hold, care for. If there's a tantrum, just pick them up, give them a hug, get over, if you're frustrated, get over your frustration, just love this child. Yeah. And then sometimes, like even my dynamic with my husband, right? Yeah. He's a little more disciplinarian. You know, he's a little more like, oh no, that's not okay. That behavior's not okay. And I'm like, what, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I do it well every time, because I don't. Yeah. But that permissive parenting, I think, temptation, when do you know as a mother when your intuition is good in terms of meeting the child where they're at, loving on them, getting inside the mind of the child, versus maybe tending to spoil them? Spoil, again, that is also another loaded term, but you're being too permissive is maybe the better term, and letting them run the roost and just do what they want, as opposed to really leading them into learning good behaviors and to feeling, an understanding of themselves and other people and how to behave, et cetera.
Sure. That's a good question. And Martha and I went through that, because moms and dads, correctly, like I said, they're a blend. Dads tend to be, shall we say, less permissive. Moms maybe be a little bit more permissive, but it's a blend.
Or even vice versa, because I've noticed some families, the mom's the disciplinarian, and the dad's
permissive. It could be vice versa. So Martha and I would talk about it. I remember the kids are in bed, and we're talking about some of the concerns of the day. And we would talk about when maybe she'd say, honey, did I handle that okay? What do you think? Or I'd say, did I handle that okay? What do you think? What should we do next time this happens? You know? And so I'd say, talk about it with your husband. Husband Joe, talk about it with Joe. And you'll come to some conclusion, and oftentimes the conclusion you come to that you'll take a little bit of what he advises you to do, and you'll take a little bit of what he advises you, and he'll take a little bit about what you advise, and you'll come out with something that's right for your child. It's right for your child, because no parent ever gets it right 100% of the time. It's a learning experience. But what we learned is talk about it. And the next time that happens, and it probably will, then you know better how to do it.
I love that. It's a teamwork, and using the intuition of both of the
teamwork
parents. And then, like you said earlier, if you are a single mom or a single parent, finding that community to kind of shore up your own understanding of how you're doing this and improving it.